Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I'm going to share a little bit about myself. Yes. I'm going to sit here and play with my toes. I need my coloring book. I don't have a coloring book. Should have one. Where's my toys? I need my toys. Yes. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to be an adult because it really sucks. I don't do things like adults do. And I have to miss out on adult stuff. So when I want to be happy, what makes me feel good, I have to be a Toys R Us kid. Yippee! Yippee! I don't want to grow up. No, I don't. I'm a 43-year-old girl. I'm not a woman. I'm not a lady. I'm not even an adult. You know what I mean? I'm still a child, and I'm physically an adult, but in my mind, I'm still like 13, 14 years old. And it's nothing mentally wrong, it's just because I choose to be. I choose to be. I want to be a teenager forever, man. You know, these people that are out here, adults, they don't want to grow up. They want to stay children, kids forever. You know what I mean? You know people like that? Yeah, like, you ever seen videos of these people in their 20s, 30s, and they're an adult baby? They want to be a baby, you know? They got a crib. They drink from a baby bottle. They have a pacifier. They have the baby toys. They even got an adult crib big enough for them. Custom built crib. Because they want to be a baby. Some people just don't have no desire to be an adult. You know what I mean? They don't want to have no adult, part of the adult world. You know? Some things they just can't let them be an adult. Just like that. Well, I can kind of relate to it. I can kind of relate to what they're going through. Let me tell you my story. This is the way I cope with situations in my life. This is the way I cope with my life situation. Unlike a lot of people my age, I do work a little job. It's just part-time. I work at Walmart. But I mostly I'm on disability. I don't have a career. I don't have a husband. And I don't have kids. What I do have, only thing I do have, is an independence of an adult. I have my own place. You think somebody like me, somebody that's an adult child, would be still living at home with their parents and letting their mom and daddy take care of them. But I'm actually a responsible child. Yes. I have my own house. I'm own place, not house, but my own place. And I manage my own money. I make my own decisions. So that's the adult side. You know what I mean? It's the adult side of me. But other than that, I think I've had more fun just staying a child. I don't want to grow up. I don't. I want to be a child forever. I don't want to grow up. I want to be in the 8th and ninth grade my whole life. Yes. That's what happens, I guess the reason I want to still be a teenager the rest of my life is I'm trying to make up for things that I didn't get to live. I'm making up for I'm trying to it seems like I relive the same period over and over again because I didn't get to have a normal adult adolescenthood growing up. In the adolescenthood because the things I was talking about in the previous video about me going through abuse and going through disability and not being able to speak for myself and fend for myself, not even knowing how to interact with the world around me and how to interpret, process, everything. So because of that, I missed out on a lot of shit. I just missed out. I was messed up. I was a mess. I was fucked up. I was fucked up all right. Mm-hmm. Well, but I'm gonna tell you that story. I'm just, like I said, I didn't have a normal childhood, so it's like I'm doing so much stuff. My life is mostly just making up for things I missed out on, making up for it. I'm trying to make up for my childhood, second half. And then just think about me. Person, I have been on disability for since 2005 I've been on disability. So that's like 13 years. Well, it would be 12 and a half because I didn't start getting my check. Started getting my check in 2005, but I didn't start getting it till like July and August that year. So I've been getting my check for 12 and a half years. And I could tell you about the life of some people, life of what it's like to be me on a check, this is the thing. The regular normal person my age. Well, let's just say I was 30 years old when I started getting it. So it was in my 30s I started getting my check. I was 31 years old. And usually people in their 30s, they got their career, they've got their kids. Some of them just started having their kids and getting their family going and stuff. But, pretty much throughout their 30s, that's what they're doing. Going to practices, hanging out with family, they were you're more involved. So it's like you have something to look forward to. You got excitement. You get people you see every day and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Your life's hectic, but I always wonder how somebody that has a career able to juggle all that stuff. And this is what I see their life is like. They get up every morning, 5 days a week, go to work, and then when they come home, they pick your child up from school. Sometimes they might have, they play sports, they got practice and stuff. They have to go to practice. Sometimes, you got to help with their homework, get them ready for school the next day, keep your, cook meals when they get home. I mean, it's a hectic life, you know what I'm saying? And then, like Saturday, you know, the end of the week gets here. So, Friday night, what do y'all go out and do? You know, you take the kids out to eat, you take them out to do something for Friday night, for entertainment, whatever, go to a movie, go hang out with people, you know what I'm saying? It's a little recreation, but you're mostly doing it with your husband and your kids. You might go see your parents or something. Maybe your family lives close by. You hook up with them and go out, you know. And then, like Saturdays, now mostly Saturdays, you know, you're waking up and, you know what I'm saying? Your child might have football. They might have to play a basketball or football game or baseball game on Saturdays. So you got to get up and do that. You know what I'm saying? You might have a daughter that you got to take for dance classes or dance competition. Get so much going on in terms of your kids on the weekends, you know. Every now and then you might have and then sometimes on Saturdays you might have to clean your house. You go to the store. Yeah, you got to take care of that shit. You got to go to the store and get groceries and get stuff for the, you know. And then Sunday you go to church. You go to church and then you come home and do homework, you know.
Shut up.
I'm doing, what's going on?
I don't care what the fuck your stupid ass is doing. I get what the fuck I want.
What are you doing? Now stop it.
Yeah, use that on me too.
Use what on me? I'm not using that on you. This is we talk about the past, son. You ain't talking
I
about
don't care.
now.
Use that motherfucker on me.
No, it ain't you.
Yes, it is.
You're my child.
Nah, no, I'm not your.
You're my stepson, so
No,
I ain't gonna do that to you.
Oh, yes, you are.
I deal with you in a different way, and trust me,
care.
it's a lot better than what way they're gonna get.
Yeah, stab me with that. I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing that to you. Now stop it. It's my son. He's being bad. He's being bad. Being a bad little boy. I know, but I'm just being crazy on the video. I'm talking about me being a 43-year-old child, man. I don't want to grow up. So let me tell you about my life. Well, in my 30s, you know, I'm just telling you what the typical person around my age does, you know. And they pretty busy, you know. This is like busiest, most hectic time of their life is their 30s, you know, with their kids and stuff. And then all of a sudden, you know, when they're 40s, kids start growing up. Kids start getting in high school and stuff. The kids, depending on when you had your children, you know, if you had your kids when you were like in your late 20s, you know, well, they will be in high school, but if you had your kids in your 30s, they're still going to be in school, elementary, or whatever. So you basically got these chores to deal with but then when you get in your 40s, boy, you're really going to have it tough because your parents start getting old and unable to take care of themselves. So you not only take care of your kids, but you take care of your parents too. Oh, 40s is rough, man. I'm never going to forget growing up. Watching my parents deal with dealing with the life of being a parent, you know, having a full-time job, you know, and everything else, you know. See, nowadays, it was mom and dad both work now, you know. Mom and dad have it. How do they juggle? Used to not be so hard back in the day. Now, back in the old days when the mom stayed home, and the dad made enough money to where the mom didn't have to go out and work, you know. It wasn't so bad back then because mom was at home doing all the stuff as far as raising the kids and taking care of the house and you know, getting food ready and take care of the kids, and all Dad had to do was just go to work and then come home and go to baseball practice. And, you know, it was so much easier back then. It was. But it don't have to be. But see, unlike back then, I don't think it should always have to be the woman staying home, you know. Nowadays, for about the last 20 years, there's been a new trend developing now where Instead of the woman staying home all the time, the person that goes to work is the person. Say you got the husband and the wife, you know. You got the wife. Let me tell you about my brother's friend from high school. Okay? My brother's friend from high school, okay, his wife makes 6 figures a year. She's making over $100,000, maybe $200,000 a year. She started out making $60,000. You know what I'm saying? But now they've been out of school for, they've been out of school for a little over 15 years now. So, but when they came out, you know, it was like 2000. See, they graduated 2001 and 2. So it was like right around that time. Well, let's see. 2003 when my brother's friend, his wife, you know, this is right when they got married, you know. They got married and they went to Columbus and moved there. But she started out making $60,000 a year. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody. That was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's like, you never heard of people making that kind of money when they first get out of college, you know, fresh out. But, you know, I'm just telling you about what's like, if it ever came down, let's see, she makes pretty good money. She took marketing back in school. Back in college, she took marketing. She worked for P&G. She had it made, you know. But now my brother's friend, he took architecture. But let me tell you about the downside. The good side of architecture, it's a fun job. It's fun. I mean, when you're in school, man, in college, they make you take all these hard classes to be an architect. But then when you come out, you ain't making that much. I mean, shit, he ain't even doing, I think he was starting out at 35. She started out 60, he's like at 35. I don't know what he's doing now. And plus, architect's job ain't really that secure. You never know. Like say, architect's job is not in demand. You know, you never know when they're not going to need him to help construct buildings anymore. You know? So if they ever need parents or something, if any of them ever decide that somebody should stay home, she's got the more, she's able to go out and earn more money. So she has to go out and work. You know, she's bringing the bread in. He don't, you know, he really probably can stay home. He can stay, you know, his dad, Jamie, can stay home. That's his name, Jamie. And then his wife, Sarah. My brother's friend, Jamie, you know. They ever decided one parent is going to stay home while one works, yeah, it would have to be the dad staying home, you know. And to be honest with you, I think stay-at-home dad's awesome. I think it's better than having a woman stay home because dad can do everything. Dad can do not just cook and do what the woman was doing in the house, but shit, they think of all the things that need fixed in your house. See, all the handyman stuff, they'd have time to do all that. See, women would watch their soap operas and stuff. See, men, well, nah, men will laze around too. I've seen some stay-at-home dads. They'd have all their friends and their cousins over, brothers home, over there playing Xbox or PS2, PlayStation 2 and stuff. Hey, Carrie, what's up? How do you like my story I'm telling? But let me get back to but just saying that, you know, through your 30s and 40s, you know, that's a life, you know. So they got something to keep their mind on or something. They got some outlet, a regular person, okay? Now, a person that there's people like me that also just have a career, but they don't have no family. They don't have no kids or nothing. But they still have other ways of staying involved. Like some, you know, they have a life outside of work, of course. They involved in that. They involved in other things. So it's like they don't miss out on shit, you know. But now, turn to the life with somebody on disability, you know. When you're on disability and you don't, this is basically this is how my life's been the last 10 fucking years. Well, when I started getting on disability in 2005, Only jobs, I was working little seasonal jobs on the side. Sometimes temp agencies, I go there, but I wasn't working no kind of regular permanent part-time job. So I only worked the fair like August. I would work the fair for 2 weeks or week or whatever, and then when November and December came around, I rung bells for Salvation Army. And then here, maybe every now and then, I would work at this temp agency. And then there was one summer I worked at Sluggerfield, but that job only lasted one summer because I got fired for no call, no show. So I couldn't go back for it. And it was like that. It's pretty much like that until 2014. And then 2015, 2015, I took a job at Kentucky Kingdom during the summertime, and things kind of started to change a little bit. You know, I started working more in 2016. I started taking more jobs at Labor Ready. I started working more often, you know. I started working more often a little bit, and now, you know, in 2017, I like, you know, I worked at, you know, I got used to working. Got used to that extra money, and, you know, I said, now I need something every month of the year. So now I'm working part-time at Walmart because it's there every month. The only thing is, though, when I was working at the fair, you know, I don't even get the hours I used to get up there anymore. I mean, I always liked that lump sum money I was getting. But thanks, I'm glad you enjoy watching, Carrie. I do need to get an evaluation every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I need to know how I'm doing. Yeah. Maybe more people can watch my video. You think I should maybe change the time I'll be doing my live videos? Because, shoot, I'm doing them at an odd time. You know, ain't nobody going to be up this time of the night on a Tuesday night. Everybody's asleep because they got to go to work. But, you know, they're there for replays. You know, people want to watch. But, you know, watching live, you know what, though? It's a lot more funner, though, watching somebody actually live because you can actually talk to them and they can actually respond to your questions, what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? I do got to start. I'm a night person. I can't help it. I'm an owl. If I was an animal, I could be an owl. I could be you know, the Cincinnati Zoo. Cincinnati Zoo, I would fit in at the Nocturnal House. I could live with those. I could live in the Nocturnal House if I could Cincinnati Zoo because I fit right in with them. You know, they like these aardvarks. I didn't know aardvarks were night creatures before I went to. I actually worked in Nocturnal House when I was at the zoo school. I was there for a couple times and I loved it. I love Nocturnal House. I love aardvarks. I'm fascinated. They're funny looking creatures, their big noses and stuff, and big stocky bodies and stuff. You know, I used to wonder if aardvarks would actually hurt me if I actually got on one and try to be friendly with it. But yeah, I did hear they got their feet. Their feet's pretty. They could get you with their feet, anything. But you know, an aardvark though, you ever seen an armadillo? I think armadillos look like a little small, tiny version of an aardvark. Yeah. The aardvarks are just a funny creature. They was friendly. They was tame. It wouldn't really beat the fuck out of you, really do a number on you. I wouldn't mind having an aardvark as a pet, you know. Say if I was in the Nocturnal House, I'd probably put a bed back in there in a cage with it. Nah. I don't think I want to smell its shit. An aardvark would just be like my cats and dogs, you know. I'd actually have a pet. I would like to have a pet aardvark. You know, yeah, they're wild animals. They're not meant to be pets. But they said their feet. They can hurt you with their feet because they got big sharp claws or something, sharp hooves. You know. You know, I found fascinating. They got you ever seen the baby hippo up there at the zoo? Cincinnati Zoo has got I haven't been to my zoo here in Louisville. It's all right. I like the fact we still have a zoo here in Louisville. That we do have a zoo, but it's just not. It's not as good as Cincinnati Zoo. I'm sorry. Cincinnati has a cool zoo. It was a blessing for me to go on to school there for 2 years. I swear to God, that was the coolest. That was the awesomest, coolest vocational program any school has ever come up with. The zoo program. You know, just imagine. This is the kind of school I had. Imagine you go to a voc program, you go to take classes, you take about 3 classes a day, maybe 4, and it's either your regular classes and a lot of times science classes that have to do with animals and stuff that you're doing. And then you spend the other half the day working somewhere, one of the buildings on one of the zoo grounds. You're either making food for the animals or cleaning after them. It may not be the most glamorous work, but it's not the most glamorous, fun work, but just getting to work and being around the animals and being at a zoo is amazing. Compared to, just think of the other programs that vocational schools have, You either might be working in child care, food service, just trying to think of the programs they would have you working in up there. But man, ain't none of them can come close to what I was doing. None of them is better than that, It was the first program of its kind. See, I don't know if there's, because I hear that there's now other programs similar to it turning up around the United States. Florida, now has a college. And they've been having that. It's been there for a long time. But this place called Santa Fe Community College actually has the same kind of program. They got a zoo, and like I said, it's the same. It's basically a college zoo school. So you got a high school and a zoo school for the first 2 years. And it's a 2-year program, freshman, sophomore year. Now, they also have a program similar to it in New York called Oswego College or something. You go there if you want to get a 4-year degree in that stuff. You go there. I don't think you're going to be working with animals as much, but it's more of the business part, I guess, if you want to really get in, get some more training and stuff. If you want to be like the supervisor, the cure, just work up, get that education. This place called Oswego, New York, or something. I forget what it was, but they had a pretty good program too. So basically, if you want a 4-year program, you go to Santa Fe for 2 years, okay, and then you will go to this place for 2 years. But right now, there's other programs being around the United States now. Yes. Oh, Cincinnati Zoo is way better than the zoo we got here. I've not been there. I'm going to come up there and go to the zoo. When I do come to Cincinnati next, I think I'm going to make a trip there. Now, but I heard San Diego's got the best zoo. In the United States, San Diego got the best zoo there is. Well, you know what? We used to go on the field trips. We used to go on class trips all the time. And they would take us to other zoos in other cities. Went to Columbus Zoo, the St. Louis Zoo. Oh, and Chicago has 2 of them. They had Lincoln Park and Brookfield Zoo. Oh, those were awesome zoos. And then I went to the one in Washington, D.C., and then there's a couple zoos in Florida I went to. There's a place in St. Augustine I want to go see. You know what I'm saying? And then Miami, I tell you, if you want to work in the zoo, if you want to work with animals, wildlife, if you want to work in that program, because see, that's something I was going to work in. Like I said, if this, I had dreams. Like I said, if I didn't have, if I didn't make it in the rap game, if I didn't make it in the TV business, anything like that, I still had something to fall back on. I didn't sit there and think, oh, this is going to be easy, I'm going to make it, you know what I'm saying? But that was one of the things I had to fall back on. But if you want to get, basically, If you want to get a job in wildlife biology, management, stuff like that, one of the best, Florida is, if you want to work in a zoo, go to Florida. They got all kinds of zoos, all kinds of places to work with animals. Yes. But now there's some places up north if you want to work in wildlife biology, forestry, and stuff like that. You could actually go up north to places like Washington and Montana. They probably got all, working in the parks and stuff, and Wyoming, because one of my old teachers is working up there now. She was pretty young when, some of the teachers that, I'm thinking some of my teachers that are still teaching right now. That's true. Just gotta pursue them. But like I said, I've had a lot of setbacks because of my disabilities and stuff and my medical conditions. It hasn't been an easy road for me. I've had a rough road for the last, let's just say, even when I was in high school. I went to college and did good. But I'm just kind of, basically the whole subject of this video is what it's like to be somebody that is on disability or doesn't work because of their condition, and the kind of life they have to resort to keep themselves, just to keep from going crazy. You know what I mean? Just imagine if you was me, if you was somebody that, basically my life, okay, let me go back to what I was talking about. When I first started being on disability, like I said, you might work some part-time jobs and stuff on the side like me. That's maybe one of the outlets, but you don't really, but the jobs you go to, you really don't see the people every day, And sometimes you may be working with other people like in your situation. But then in another place I go to a center like a lot of people. A lot of people on disability go to some kind of day center. Well, I go to Bridgehaven. It's a mental health outreach program. It's basically a place where people go to groups and go for recreation, eat lunch, all that good shit. I need to go there. They've been getting on my case about not coming up there. I've gone months without gone weeks, because I have shit going on here at home that I got to deal with. Or a lot of times the weather may just keep me from getting up and getting out and going. So, but just, you're not on disability, are you, Carrie? None of my business, but, basically, you hear me talk about my school days all the time. You hear me talk about my childhood more. But the thing is, when you really ain't got a lot of people you're going to see it's like when you're going to work, it's just like going to school. You see people every day. I'm not saying going to work, but just when you get out and you're part of life. I mean, some people, you don't have a job you go to. Some people, like, they work in the entertainment industry. They work in show business and stuff. People in show business and stuff, you're going to have periods where you don't really work and go out and do much, but then you got periods where you're going to be working all the time, but you're getting paid. But even when you're not working, you're going out and seeing people. You got the money to just go out and do stuff. You go to the salon, take care of yourself. You go to the gym. Yeah, you go to the gym and see people. You get out and see life. But when you're on disability and you don't really see people much. But only people I see is the ones that are at the center, the ones in the neighborhood, people here in the building where I live at. It's like, being in my shoes, you be missing your school days. You be thinking about, man, I remember this and that. I be talking about this and that. Oh, yeah. It's hard right now trying to get disability. Oh, it is a bitch. But see, better to be a woman trying to get it, because a man really has, seems like a man really has a hard time getting disability. Females don't have it as hard, which is kind of fucked up. You know, I guess they sit here and think that women ain't as able to work as a man is, and think, well, women need to stay home anyway, right? So they're gonna let us have disability. Well, I don't have it. I'm a single woman. I ain't nobody. I ain't got a working husband. I ain't got a working husband. You know, I can't even get. You know, if I was, you know, if I, and I have been with men like me. I'll tell you another thing, a prospect you have on disability. If you go out with somebody, if you not with somebody when you start getting disability and shit, you know, you're not already married or nothing like that, or already with the man that's working. Well, let me tell you what kind of prospects you have getting somebody. Well, you can probably wind up with somebody in the same situation. Because the places you go and where you see people, you're going to run into the same kind of people. Other clients, other consumers. Basically, you're probably going to wind up with somebody else on a check. But you don't want to get married because then they cut your check in half. You only get like one check per couple. It's fucked up, isn't it, how they do that to us, the government. They don't let us, it's like, you know what they're doing? They don't want us to get married. They don't want us disabled people getting married and making kids, making more disabled kids that they probably think they got to take care of. You know, but they need to quit pre-assuming that, you know. It doesn't make us feel like any better. See, that's what I go through. You know, the government really makes us feel better that we're on checks and we got disabilities and stuff. Especially that motherfucker up there, fucking Trump wants to make fun of disabled people. And it's like the people they picking on in Washington, when it comes to the damn budget, they always want to go pick on the disabled. They always want to pick on the poor. It's like they got hate for us or something, you know? It's like if they wanted to, they'd wipe us off the face of this fucking earth. But, you know, I thought it was just that for a minute, but damn, this governor motherfucker we got, he don't even respect the working man. He's out here wanting to take teachers' pensions away, take pensions away. Oh, our governor here, actually, I trust Trump's ass before I trust Matt Bevin here in Kentucky. Matt Bevin wants to take pensions away from teachers and the state employees. That's why teachers was in Frankfurt yesterday. What day is it? Today's Wednesday. Okay. Well, you know, teachers was in Frankfurt Monday, rallying over that shit. Yeah. Fucked up, man. We got some fucked up politicians. We gonna make me want to move out of fucking. You gonna make me want to move out of fucking United States. I'm already wanting to move out of Kentucky because of this motherfucker. Shoot, I'm thinking I want to move to another state, but I want to make sure the governor ain't gonna be like Matt Bevin. You know, Florida, Governor Scott. Governor Scott may be a Trump ass kisser. I don't know. I may not agree with some of the stuff he does, but he does take care of business. He does take care of shit. He ain't going to take nobody's pensions away. He takes care of the environment even. He takes care of the environment because Florida has to have the environment taken care of. I know one thing. Scott has a lot more fucking sense than, even though Scott's a Republican, he's got more sense than this motherfucker that we got. That's why I'm going to go to fucking Florida. But I don't know, if California was closer, I'd go there. But California is expensive to live right now, and if you want any kind of housing assistance, you're going to have hell of a time trying to find a place to live. You don't even have to get housing assistance. You can be somebody that makes too much to get it. Oh, you moved out back to Ohio? What part of Kentucky you live in? Actually, John Kasich, he ain't like it. I'd rather have him as governor than this motherfucker. At least John Kasich does care about the people. He don't want to take it, he wants to make sure everybody has health insurance and everything like that. He makes me want to come back to Ohio. Yeah, for real. Shit, this motherfucker we got here, he's a dick. Fucking Matt Bevin. Probably, Matt Bevin wants to make... Matt Bevin can make it makes a lot of people want to move out of Kentucky right now. Oh, Morgan County. Oh, yeah, you did tell me that. That's West Liberty. You didn't live too far from where I went to college for a while. Moorhead. Yeah. And I used to go to prison sometimes to visit people. The prison over there, West Liberty. Let's see, what else do I know around there? Oh, did you hear of Clap Mountain? Clap Mountain, it's haunted up in that motherfucker. I almost got lost and never came back. I got lost in there. I rode my car up there, thought it was a park back in there, and I wound up getting lost on this gravel road and all kinds of weird shit. That was before they totally renovated and put a new road in. See, this was back in 95. Took my car up in there, and man, good thing my car didn't break down, because nobody would have ever found me. I had no way of calling nobody, anything. And I've seen rocks that had pentagrams, spray painted everywhere. And you know what? Once I came off that damn mountain, I said, man, I went to work at Little Caesars at the time. And you know what they told me? They told me all kinds of stories about that. They said a lot of Satan worshippers and witch covens go up there on Clack Mountain. They said there's been people that got killed on Clack Mountain, never made it down. They said back in the 70s, these two girls that were from a sorority or something that went up in there, and you know what? They never seen them again. Yep. They went up there and got killed or something. Somebody must have got killed. I don't think they ever found the bodies, you know. If you want to kill somebody back in the time, this was back before they redid the road and stuff. Because see, Clack Mountain don't have that road going through there. That little gravel, narrow road going through there. And you didn't have no guardrail or nothing. So it's like, man, you run off the road, you got a long way down. Yeah. You was up on it. Man, it was some scary shit. Freaky up there. I'd say it's one of the most haunted places to go in Moorhead. It's Clack Mountain. They think they even they do have I think it's on like one of the most haunted places in Kentucky. I think it made the list, but the place that makes the list is Waverly Hills here in Louisville. We got that place too, and it is freaky. There's actually, I'm gonna tell you how fucked up it is. Okay, I've tried to go up to Waverly Hills one time on an alley, but let me go ahead and finish my story, okay? Because I don't want to go off the subject that I titled my video. Alright, but let me tell you. Basically, 43 years old, I'm still thinking of my school days, and I'm kind of just living like a teenager. I'm a 43-year-old teenager. I don't want to grow up. Yeah. Alright, well that ends this video, and I will say more. I'm going to start another video, though, so Carrie, stick around. Just see me on my next video. We're going to talk about haunted places. So, we'll be back.